Okay, Amit. What is happiness?
I mean, quite literally, it's something that you get as a byproduct of doing something purposeful and meaningful in your life.
Okay, I want to talk about this relationship between purpose and meaning and happiness.
Sure.
Is the argument that unless we are doing things that are purposeful and meaningful, we are not happy?
Yes.
Okay, then explain to me how we can find like joy in like random activities as children, right, that do not have particular purpose.
I mean, they do have a purpose. Like, if you're in the sandbox, like, you have a purpose of building a sandcastle.
Okay, so
which makes it happen.
Okay, fine. Then why does that not also apply to things like getting money?
Because it's only, well, it does, but it's temporary. It's not sustaining.
Yeah, but
and
the sandbox is clearly temporary, and you just said that's happiness. Eventually the waves will come and crash your like sandcastle.
Yeah, but David,
away.
eventually will also die. It's a question of, do you have sandbox moments in your life, activities in your life that sustain that purpose and meaning?
Okay.
Chasing money is an
So your argument,
activity.
so your argument is just that happiness is defined only by the continuous process of being able to, like, find meaning.
Because if you live another day, you have to have a meaningful day.
Cool, understood. Let's talk a little bit about this argument about the things that I will say. I will say poverty is bad. Oh, absolutely. Let's talk about the conditions that make it possible for you to get happiness.
Sure.
I guess my question is, if happiness is something that we understand based on like permanency, based on like continued meaning, how do we weigh between things that make you happy and things that make you unhappy? If for example, if there's something that makes you more unhappy than it makes you happy, does that mean that you're totally unhappy?
No, but it means that on balance, you may be unhappier than happy.
Okay,
I don't know why that's relevant.
Okay, yeah. So then allow me to kind of talk about this in the context of money.
Sure.
Should we think about, the concessions you make in order to make money when talking about whether or not money makes you happy?
I mean, yeah, you have to make sacrifices to make money. Like, your time has to be
Yeah.
sacrificed.
So how do we?
for a job.
So how do we determine whether or not those things are worth it?
Well,
right.
So,
You seem
so
to.
I mean, this is a quick example. The teacher sacrifices a 9 to 5 because she gets money, or he gets money, but the job provides the purpose and fulfillment. Like, you make a conscious decision to sacrifice something for money.
Okay, so then how do we determine... Actually, I want to talk about that example for a second. How do we
Sure.
determine that the thing that motivates the teacher is the purpose of their job?
Well, that's the whole argument, that teachers are really underpaid. You wouldn't stay in a profession if you were that underpaid if you didn't find some value.
If you didn't have other translatable skills, you would.
I mean, sure, but
If you had,
I would think most teachers in America actually want to teach,
if you
not just
had
make a check.
benefits in a 401k, you would.
Yeah, but you can get benefits of 401k in other jobs. Teaching is a
Okay.
different type of profession.
All right, understood.
And we've outlined reasons why it provides happiness, even
Cool.
though you're underpaid.
Last thing, I want to talk about this Wall Street people example.
This article is fantastic.
Yeah, it's quite not. I've read it. You say that there's one of the reasons is that there's hyper competitiveness.
Yeah.
In these
like
markets.
as a teacher, you have a tenure.
Why
for
is
example.
competitiveness not something that people can find happiness in?
Well, no, competition is awesome, but when you literally
I know.
when you can literally get cut from like Goldman Sachs because the other person's sleeping less hours than you, that's like, that causes depression.
Cool.